Alright guys, welcome back to Wacky Wednesday. We are back here and we are going to be racing at Wild Cresto right across, but we're going to be racing with, well, let's find out here really quick. Aston Martins. That's right, we got ourselves the first Aston Martin we're going to race with here. This is the Vantage GT4. Let's see how these do. We got 7 laps on the clock. So let's see what we can do around this very quick rally course. I already got damage on the front end there. Got cars jumping all over the place here, and they're going insane into the barriers there. Definitely fun to race from behind, as you get to see all of this nonsense there. He totally takes out the barriers. We take out his rear end there a little bit. Got 18% of damage. We got the Joker lap right there. Very tight turn as we come into basically turn number 4 there, if you want to be technical. It is like an oval to some extent, just with added pieces of the track to it. Over the nice little dirt jump. That's always fun, especially if you get enough speed. So we need to hit the brakes and downshift as we come into turn 1 there. Make sure that we can get enough grip, that's hilarious, grip to be able to make the turn. And then the rest through here is pretty easy to manipulate. The car drives really good like that. Just gotta make sure we don't totally lose control going there into main turn number 4. Oh, 3. Oh, 2. Yeah, turn 2 there. So there we go. So we got 20% of damage on the front end, so it definitely, this track causes a lot of damage to the cars. That's mostly because of all of these little stakes in the ground there. And when those goes flying, they usually end up hitting it. We still got guys stuck in the barriers there, so eventually they're going to get loose, hopefully. So that leaves just 4 cars, I believe, currently in competition. So this is a fun track when it comes down to that. So let's see, we got a guy to inside. We got to go deep into the turn there to be able to make the Joker lap. Go ahead and get this done. Really, the Joker lap isn't really that fast. It's pretty slow, honestly. So going ahead and getting it out of the way will help you out later on in the race. So you definitely don't want to lose control on the jump there. So we got the guy way out there in the lead in front of us. These guys are still stuck. Oh wait, the leader has wrecked. That's going to leave the white guy now in front of us. He got past. Looks like they're stuck in that barrier. That's something that happens quite a bit, unfortunately for them. But those barriers are pretty unforgiving on the most part. So see if we can't get past the white Aston Martin here. And hit the jump at over 80 miles an hour. Definitely a lot of fun there. And we came in too hot. That's going to add more damage to us. See where the white one goes. Got more damage to the front end. Yeah, you collect a lot of front end damage on this wreck. Whether it's the car is braking, you just don't get the braking zone right, or if it's just all of the barriers that are around the track. It ends up being a lot of damage. There we go, so there's some more. Amazingly, no suspension damage yet, which is definitely a blessing. But yeah, it's definitely a very fun, fast track. There we go, 74 miles an hour, not really that fast. Make sure we make the turn here. So we got the lap car trying to make his way through. He totally gets himself loose and messes that up. There we go, a little more damage to the front end. But yeah, it's hard. It's a hard track depending on how you enter the turn. Because basically once you enter the turn wrong one time, I mean, it messes up your entire lap and usually results in a lot more front end damage, typically. We're trying to catch that white McLaren there. Hopefully he wrecks into the tire barriers here soon. I can hear my front bumper wiggling around, so it's loose and dragging, so that's not really helping us out a whole lot. Alright, he missed the tire barriers there, so we go for a jump. It's definitely a very fun track, that's for sure. Looks like we got one guy behind us, so we want to keep this podium here if we can. And we will get it. Second place finish, not too bad for our Peretti Aston Martin, but still a lot of fun, that's for sure. So let's go get a street car Aston Martin and see what we can do with that. Alrighty guys, here we go. The Aston Martin Vulcan. We're going to be trying this out on the dirt. So you say, that's not really a street car. Well, I don't know, it's pretty close to a street car. We'll see how it does though on the dirt. Fast car, not a good acceleration, already got front end damage. Very expensive car to be racing on dirt, but we're going to try it out anyways. Get that car out from in front of us there and try not to hit the flying stakes as we go racing here. As we got a guy going over the grassy knoll there. That definitely won't help him out. Car gets pretty loose in the dirt. Actually handling pretty decently, I must say. I like it. I wasn't expecting it to handle this good. We did do some modification to the suspension, gave it a bit of a lift, just so it wasn't digging into the dirt, hopefully, as we hit one of the stakes there. That's not helpful. And get our Joker lap out of the way here. Only a 5-lap race, mostly because I didn't think it was going to actually end up being that good of a race. So amazingly, this car has proven me wrong. It's actually doing a really decent job on the track. If we can get the turn. Car has a good feeling to it, nice and planted in the track, even in the dirt. Feels really good. Amazing. This obviously is not a race car, quote unquote. More of a daily track car that you can have in your house, which is pretty neat. But definitely a very cool car to be able to try out on dirt, and it's doing a pretty good job at the moment. Missed that turn there a little bit. Car's doing a good job, I like it. Amazingly, not nearly as many issues with cars losing control as we had in the first race. Nobody currently is that far back. Everybody's still in pretty decent contention for a win, so that's nice to see. See guys taking the Joker lap there for the final time. 3 of them taking it all at the same time there. This thing gets some good air too off the jumps. Making sure that you hit second gear when you're accelerating out of the turns is very important, or else you lose traction control. So trying to make sure that we do that on the exit there of turn 1 basically, just so that we don't slip and slide. So right here, go ahead and shift into the second gear. We get some good traction, able to keep moving the car around, and there we go, we get 4th. Not too bad. Car did a pretty good job. Like it. Alright guys, we're back and we're trying out the Aston Martin GT3. Got a little bit of rain coming down as well, so we'll see how this all works. Not a whole lot of traction there, getting hit from behind. Not a ton of traction, that's for sure. Gonna be a lot of slipping and sliding for everybody here as we go through the mud section. This track gets pretty muddy, I have to say. Ooh, really got loose there. Since we're all the way in the back, we'll go ahead and get our joker lap out of the way here. Because why on earth would we not? Yep, it is pretty slick. That's for sure. Good night, losing control all over the place. Get our car rotating through the turn. Yep, it is definitely pretty slick and definitely loose. Yeah, not one of your best tracks because you got obviously with the transition of the mud or dirt as it were, and then you got the asphalt / concrete sections with the mud and the water all kind of mixing up. It kind of makes for a pretty rough track to be able to race on because you got the dirt populating now onto the asphalt with the rain and all that, making things pretty slick. Pretty hard to control a car on as well. Car is definitely not liking the turn, that's for sure. Very swirly. Yeah, definitely not having the traction that it needs. Doing some decent laps compared to our first one, but still not very good. As the rest of the field doing a good job putting some distance between us and themselves. Rain's almost stopped, it looks like, so that's nice. Yeah, car definitely does not like this particular style of racing, I can tell you that right now. Does not like the wet. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah, and there's a giant puddle right there at the finish line, so that makes things even worse. So car doesn't want to rotate around the corners in the wet either very good without spinning out. Yeah, it does not like the wet, that's for sure. Lots of puddles, very, very damp and muddy. It'll make for a pretty nasty car to have to clean up after the race, especially with a little bit of oil probably mixed into the dirt there as well. But just a tad of super clean and a pressure washer will probably be able to take care of that as we hit the wall there. Luckily no damage populated, so that's good. Yeah, this track is slick. Yeah, you can see the car just trying to turn around as it hits the puddles and stuff. Not helpful, that's for sure. Yep, so definitely would not recommend driving Aston Martins on this particular track in the wet. Not one of the better combos. The Daytona track is pretty good on the wet, but yeah, this one right here, not one of the better options, as it has gotten very soggy, as you can tell. Storm has moved out and the sun's come out, but that's not going to dry it in time for us here. Yeah, the car is real loose. Kind of see a slight groove of where everyone else is racing slightly appear on the track, but not a whole lot to work with, unfortunately. Still way too much mud, tracking everywhere, and just not making it conducive for the racing. Fun car to drive though, enjoy it. If probably be a little bit better on a drier track there, but still, fun car to drive. A little bit faster time there around the tracks, not too bad. Yeah, you can just see it's just the rear tires, they do not do not catch the grip at all. They're just spinning through the puddles and everything. Ooh, a little bit quicker that time. Trying to stay in this dry groove as much as possible. There isn't too much to go, and we hit that one thing. Oh, we finished it, but yeah, definitely not what I would recommend with the conditions. Not the best, that's for sure. Alright guys, so there we go, Aston Martin's on dirt. Not the worst race I've ever done, but definitely could have been a wee bit better, that's for sure. But yeah, the Vulcan actually surprised me with how good it raced on the dirt. Obviously the GT4 car I think was probably the best all-around car to be racing on the dirt. Definitely seemed like it was a pretty good rally car, honestly. But yeah, just way too wet, too slick, and too muddy to be able to get the GT3 car any good position. But still, definitely a very fun car to be able to drive. But yeah, just didn't end up being the best car for us. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching Wacky Wednesday with Aston Martin's on dirt. And we're going to see you guys here next time with, I believe it's going to be Jaguars on dirt. That should be interesting. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys here next time. Bye-bye. Alright, everyone, welcome back to the UK once again. Today we have another British car, the Jaguar SVR Coupe. And here we go, racing on dirt at Knox Hill. So in Scotland. Here's Scotland. Definitely some cool views and obviously a very cool racetrack. So this is the rally course as we go on to the dirt here. Oh boy, these cars are not ready for it whatsoever. This is some loose dirt. Very, very loose dirt. So we gotta make sure we pay attention to where we're going here. Good night. Definitely loose dirt here. But fun nonetheless. So we have done a lot of work to the cars once again. So all-terrain tires as per usual. Not having the best of grip, I'd have to say. Car kind of slipping and sliding around there just a tad. Definitely a lot of slipping and sliding from the car. Has a good sound though. I like how it sounds, that's for sure. Has a really neat sound to it. We go to the outside here. Has a really nice sound. I like it. So we went from 10 laps to 6 laps, mostly because this is a longer course. And also too is that our 10 lap race at Brad's Hatch didn't go so well, so we decided to kind of shorten our race distance ever so slightly. And we'll see how we do as we totally missed the braking zone there, so we'll go ahead and get our Joker lap done, which won't really improve anything for us as our car does not turn there. That's cool. Always like it when the car doesn't turn. That's always neat. And why on earth we have this nonsensical setup right there, I have no clue. Strange. Probably so you can't go blazing through there every 10 seconds, I guess, but still odd. But yeah, this car's grip level and response is absolutely atrocious. Whether it is on asphalt or dirt, it does not handle well. And also, by the way, this is a all-wheel drive car, so I was actually kind of expecting it to handle ever so slightly better on this particular track. I mean, once you get going on the dirt, it actually does a pretty good job, but I mean, it is a very, very loose vehicle and does not handle very well, as you can see. I mean, you hit the brakes and it does not want to turn at all. So that's certainly unhelpful. Amazingly, no carnage on this track, so everybody has figured it out pretty well. So I'm guessing that they do this quite often with these Jaguars, so that's pretty neat to kind of find out here. So yeah, I mean, It does not want to turn at all. I think that's mostly because of a fault with all-wheel drive cars, is that they just, for some reason, I'm not sure if this is actually a real-life issue, but definitely in any simulator that I've driven an all-wheel drive vehicle in, it's definitely an issue, is that they simply have very hard turning. They do not want to turn under brake. They do a good job getting acceleration and grip and all that, but when it comes to actually turning and handling, they just are awful for whatever reason. So I'm not sure what all that's about, but they just do not have good handling. Another reason why electric cars aren't the best move in life, because an all-wheel drive electric car doesn't usually handle that good. So that's kind of another reason why not to go that route. I mean, you get good grip, but when it comes to actually trying to make turns and stuff, not so good, that's for sure. So we're still trying to get through here. As I said, car has some great grip, but I mean, you see right here, the car does not turn. I am turning hard to the right under brake and stuff, and it does not want to move at all. Handles pretty good other than that, but yeah, just turning wise, it does not want to cooperate. So there we go, final lap of the race. Everyone seems to have gotten through pretty well. The leader has not taken his joker lap, so that's something he will need to rectify prior to crossing the finish line. So we'll have to see if he completes that or ends up being disqualified from the race. Looks like he will try to attempt it, but that'll probably cost him the win, honestly. Yeah, he is dropping back. Yeah, he completes it, but he loses the race to do it. So, not one of his best moves right there. And we're just having a terrible day back here anyways. But still, Jaguar, interesting vehicle. Not the best drivable vehicle here. We might try it on another track, but yeah, this definitely is not one of its better tracks. So there we go, Jaguar finished off the race, no damage, so that's certainly an improvement. Alrighty guys, here we are. We're going to try a little bit of a better track. We're going to go back to Daytona, one that I know and love quite well, and we're going to see if this car handles any better with better driver knowledge of the track, but I'm kind of not expecting that as we get into a bit of a pile up there first thing. Oh yeah, the car just does not turn in the corner. We're doing better. We're keeping up with these guys, but still, it does not like turning. Ooh, we got some air there. That should be kind of cool to take a look at. A little bit more damage there in the front end, not too bad. So, I mean, we're racing better, but yeah, it just does not turn. It's just an awful handling car when it comes to turning. Good night. Can't get it to do it. A little bit more damage. Thank you very much. Ooh! Ooh, boy, oh boy, oh boy, that was something else. That was something else. Good night. Those guys are stuck. They're done. At least one of them's done. Good night. Wow. I was not expecting that to happen, but it did, and I have to admit that I like it very, very, very much. That was pretty cool, honestly. I guess we're gonna hit the wall here just a little bit more. Got a little bit of front end damage, not too bad. That was neat. That was something else. I think I saw a tire over there, so that's how much damage happened. That's insane. I mean, this car just does not turn. It is an awful handling car when it comes to turning, honestly. It has great grip, accelerating, going through the dirt. It actually does pretty good on this particular dirt. I think the Knox Hill dirt was a little bit on the looser side, so it seems to do a bit of a better job here. Gonna hit the wall again. But yeah, it does not have good turn response at all, so that's certainly a bit of an issue. Yeah, I mean, look at that. It's just I can barely get it to work there at speed, so just that's something else. Alright, so that is pretty insane here. The Jaguar on dirt experience is pretty intense, as we saw there just a minute ago. gotta back up and make sure I get through the checkpoint here. There we go. We got through it. Yeah, we're still losing pretty badly here to the rest of these guys, but still, it is something else. It does not like turning at all. It is just such a hard to turn car. I mean, I am not using any throttle, just trying to get it to cooperate, and it just does not want to do it. So we're gonna come into the braking zone a lot earlier here. I mean, look at that. It does not turn at all. Such a hard car to get to turn. And then we gotta be super slow around the walls because we don't want to hit those, because that will not end up well. So I think the rest of the guys are on the final lap here. It's gotta be real slow through here. There we go. Hit the wall a bit there. We got some engine damage done. The pile up here is we got some hot temps. That's mostly due to the front end damage. But yeah, you can kind of tell that these cars are not meant to do this, but still pretty cool to give it a try anyways. But that one scene behind us was absolutely incredible. So it definitely helps having a track that you're a little bit better at, but this car is just, it does not want to cooperate steering wise. It's just so unresponsive with the turning. That's going to do it for us here today, guys. We're going to take a look at that replay. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, though. So there we go. Finish the race. So here we go, guys. Boom! Huge wreck behind us. You can see it right there. Jaboo! I mean, that is just huge. You can see the tire flying. Look at that. That is just insane carnage there. Just kaboom! Look at that. That is just insane. Alrighty, guys, well, that's going to do it for us here today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Subscribe to the other channels, and if you want to, you can check out the merch store in the links below. Thanks for coming along for this Wacky Wednesday. Jaguars on dirt. I'll see you guys here next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Wacky Wednesday, and we are back here, and we are going to be racing Lamborghinis on dirt. So let's go. Alright, so we are back at Wildcrest here. We got ourselves damage already, starting right in the beginning. That's always cool. We got ourselves the Lamborghini Huracan to start off with. Not one of the best cars, definitely very unstable for the most part, but all-wheel drive makes it for an interesting drive on dirt. See, car doing a pretty good job. It definitely has some issues with throttle, I can tell you that right now. Go ahead and get our Joker lap taken care of here. But yeah, been a fun car to drive so far. Did a little bit of testing and found out this car does a pretty good job at burnouts, so that's an interesting thing to know about this car. Pretty good job on that, I must say. But a very unstable feeling car for the most part. In all honesty, very jumpy, very loose. Definitely does a lot of bouncing. So interesting styled car, that's for sure. Nothing really done with the suspension. Just switched over to all-terrain tires and tried to work on the limited slip differentials to try and get us a bit of a better drive, and this is working out pretty good. It was loose, but it was stiff before, so we went and we took out all of the limited slip differential in the front and only did that for the back. As you can see, car's driving quite a bit better. It's still a very weird car to drive, in all honesty. Very, very odd driving style from this car, but much better after those tweaks to the limited slip differential. And this car does much better around these turns and stuff. You're able to kind of kick out the rear end just a little bit to actually be able to point it where you want it to go. Still not the best driving experience in the car, but it definitely does better than it was, that's for sure. But yeah, you kind of see it's very twitchy, a very twitchy car when it comes to control input as we get thrown into the wall, up the bank. But yeah, this thing does some superb donuts. Does a very good job at them as well. So trying not to match our fellow driver's predicament of going into the wall if we can. We got damage, but luckily nothing that's performance affecting. So we're going to try 2 other Lamborghinis after this, but yeah, I thought we'd take the other Italian supercar, well at some point do Ferrari of course, but try this on dirt and see how it did. And so far, this is just the street car that you can actually go and buy and drive on the street any day, so it's not too bad. Definitely a lot better than some of the other street cars we've tried, with just trying the luxury sport brand of vehicles. It's doing pretty good than some of the other street competitors, that's for sure. And definitely one of the better cars all-wheel drive that we tried so far as well. So it's done a pretty good job. Don't hit the tire barrier, that will not help us out. I like it. This is a very fun course as well, so probably should have been running this one the whole time, but you know what, it's good to switch up some tracks and try different things. Definitely like the Daytona course, but this one is just really fast and fun to drive, so there we go. Got our Lamborghini to the finish. 4th place, not too bad. Alright guys, here we go. The Hurricane GT3. We're going to see what these cars can do. Only rear-wheel drive, so we'll see how these cars work. Alright, a little bit slower than our counterpart cars there. Alright, everybody getting all mixed up. Got cars going into the safer barrier as per usual. Lots of the stakes going around, hitting the ground. Car handles a little bit better than its street companion, as per usual. A little bit slower feeling, honestly, though. But definitely seems to be handling the track pretty good as we get hit from behind there. Got a little bit of rear end damage. Let's see how that affects the car. Hopefully not too much. Car into the wall once again as we go flying over the barrier there just a little bit. Always fun to do that. But yeah, I like this car. This car's handling just a tad bit better. A little bit on the stiffer side, which I do appreciate. Suspension-wise, the car feels pretty good everywhere else, but having a stiff feeling suspension while still being able to put the car wherever you want it is always nice, because you can kind of know that the car's going to react to when you want to put your inputs in. A little bit too high on that jump there. Yeah, the car handle is really, really good. Able to put it into almost any turn, put it exactly where you want it for the most part. It's handling good, that's for sure. Up and over the jump, we're hitting that at about 86 miles an hour. Get the car rotated. Actually pretty competitive in this particular class. Now these guys are able to take the Joker lap far faster than I can, so they actually get a pretty good advantage for taking that. So it'll be interesting to see how far he gets ahead of me once he takes it, which he's not going to do this time. Not sure why he checked up there. He checked up real good. 84 miles an hour over the jump. See if we can't get past him here. And we do. Alright, he tries to get into us. That does not work out too well for him. We hit the barrier, which doesn't work out too well for us. But we're still ahead. Oh yeah, he crashed into the barrier there, so he's going to fall back just a little bit. We're going to end up getting the win, it looks like, here. Very nice. Car handled pretty good though. Definitely did a good job there. And we are the winners of the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 cars at Wildcrest. Nice. Alright guys, last car of the day for the Lamborghinis on dirt. We're trying out the Diablo GTR cars. These should be interesting. Haven't actually driven these a whole lot in Project Cars 2, so we'll see how these cars handle. So other than the all-terrain tires, no real modification to the car. I like it already though. The car feels really good. No bouncy. You guys get a little bit loose there. The car is good. I like it. I like it. I like it. Car handles really, really good. Feels great. A little slippy and a little slidey. A little bit too much slippy and slidey, but not too bad. You're really gonna bump into everyone, aren't we? This is a fun car to drive. I like it. 85 miles an hour over the jump there. The car is fun. Only wheel drive. This is a very fun car to drive. I like it a lot. I need to drive this on a few other tracks now in future. But this is a very fun car to drive. I like it. As I said, no, it's too slippy and slidey through the dirt sections, but this is a very fun car. Get the car to turn here. There we go. Get ourselves our Joker lap done here really quick. Over the jump, not too bad. This is a nice car. I like it very much. Interesting how the older cars seem to have a bit more of a funner drive. Honestly, that's what I'm finding in whether it's Project Cars 2 or 3. A lot of the older cars seem to have a far better, fun driver gets to put the car wherever he wants to on the track and really make it work. Feel it's very interesting how that works. But these are good cars. I like them. This is a fun car. I love it. Car's doing a really good job. 88 miles an hour over the jump. Very nice. Third gear. Hit the brakes going into the turn 1 here. Make sure we hit the brake. Yeah, these cars are fast on this track. A little bit more damage to the front end. Not too bad there. Second gear through the dirt. Yeah, I like this car very much. This thing handles this track beautifully. Very, very fun car. Takes a nice jump as well. I don't know. I think once I've learned how this car drives, it is an extremely fun car to drive. That's for sure. Because I can put it almost anywhere I want to onto the track, and it can handle it for the most part. Have to be careful with it, but still, that's a fun car to drive. Sweet. So we are the winners there. That's a very fun car to drive there. Like it. So cool. That's Lamborghini on dirt. For the most part, the cars did a really good job compared to some of the other luxury sport brands we've done. But that car is definitely very cool right there. The Diablo GTR Lamborghini. Lots of fun there. So, alright guys, thank you so much for watching. We're going to see you guys here next time on Wacky Wednesdays. Not sure what car we're going to do next, but yeah, we got more coming. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Alright guys, welcome back to Wacky Wednesday. Today we have the Paginis on dirt. Let's go! Alrighty guys, so we have got the convertible top, or basically the spider Paginis, as we all get stuck here on the first turn, but we are racing on dirt with the Pagini supercars here. So far, cars are handling pretty decently, I do have to say. But all that dust into the interior isn't probably going to help out the resale value of these cars later on. But you know what? We'll figure it out. So not a whole lot of traction on these cars. Seems like they're pretty loose on the dirt. Only thing we changed, of course, is the all-terrain tires as per usual. But yeah, definitely a very loose car for the most part. We'll have to see if we can change a few things on the next Pagini we're going to try. We're going to try at least 2, if not go ahead and do the 3 that are in game here. One car into the wall already, almost hit him there with our left rear, which would not have been good for us or him. Car isn't handling too bad. Definitely a pretty decent drive. Alright, going around, gonna hit the jerk lap. Here we go. But these cars are definitely fast on the pavement, so that's certainly the advantage these cars have. Not quite as fast as the Lamborghinis, doesn't seem like, but still doing decent around Wild Crest, the rally course here. Go ahead and make sure we're in gear 2. But not a bad car. I was expecting them to actually handle a little bit worse. But they actually do a pretty decent job going around the course here. Definitely they don't like the dirt though. But still a fairly handy car that can actually be driven pretty hard through it and actually come through the course pretty decently. Alright, there we go, 76 miles an hour over the jump. So just a tad bit slower than the Lamborghinis that we drove in a previous video. They're definitely doing better than the Aston Martins for the most part, it seems like. Although those were race cars, so we can't exactly put those side by side too much. Fun car to drive though, that's for sure. But yeah, I can't really see too many people bringing these cars out to the local dirt track to drive through the dirt and potentially mud as well, but you never know. Definitely has a lot of heavy weight in the nose, that's for sure, because that thing really did nose over at that turn. Ooh, another. Oh, good night. We hit the rear end. Ah, there we go. We got going. We hit that little barrier that sent us flying around. We actually hit this guy in front of us here. Get some more damage there as we hop over the jump. And we're going to finish last here, but yeah, not too bad. The car did a pretty decent job. The driver could definitely use some more laps in it, but not bad. Alright guys, we got the hard top Pagini here, so no more getting dust into the interior. Let's see what these cars do as we start out on pole here. Slightly different sound. Everybody gets out pretty good there. So we did a little bit of switching to the suspension just to see if we can get that to handle better. And we're going to nose into the barrier there, which is not helpful at all. Mr. Cool Shades, that's funny. Alright, car is very, very loose. I can tell you that right now. It does not like what it's doing, that's for sure. Much different engine note on the car, so very different in that aspect. Gonna go ahead and get our joker lap here. Very rear end dependent of a car, that's for sure. Gonna hit the jump at about 79 miles an hour. Yeah, car does not like to brake or anything, so not the, this car is actually worse than the, good night, come on, let's move. Wow, this car is bad. Part of its driver, but yeah, this car just does not move. So we did the adjustments slightly to help with the grip, and obviously this car would need a lot more adjustments than I was expecting, because he is just not gripping the track very well at all. Got all-terrain tires on it, of course. Yeah, the Lamborghinis were far better than this, that's for sure. Obviously all-wheel drive on some of them, but some of them were the race cars with the rear-wheel drive, and those were doing better. So there we go, a bit of a better lap time. We weren't stuck in a wall though, so that helps. Look at that, yeah, I mean, just cars just, it's very understeer, I guess, technically, because it just kind of keeps going straight and doesn't actually grip the front tires and turn, which is interesting. It's definitely not steering, look at that. So got the wheels turned all the way and it just refuses to make the corner. That's a very bad not the best of brakes either, I can tell you that. Yeah, not one of my go-to cars, I can tell you that right now. The other car was a little bit fun at the drive. The convertible version, or the I guess Spider, because I'm not sure if it actually had a top that you could put onto it, but definitely the Spider version of the Pagani is definitely a lot funner to drive than this thing is. I have to try the Revolution, see how that one does, but yeah, this is not what I would expect after driving the other version. Wow, this is not a good car to bring out into the dirt. So this car, we can safely say you probably should not try or attempt to bring onto the dirt. Apparently, if you want to get dirt into your interior, though, you can definitely do that with the Spider version and have yourself a pretty good day. But definitely don't bring your hard cabin, hard top coupe Pagani to the track, because you're not gonna have much luck. And I hate how this car drives too, just in general, so we'll put it where it belongs, and that's into the garbage heap. I mean, that is not a good car to drive at all. Alright guys, we got the Pagani Revolution, well, however you want to pronounce that. So let's see if this, the race car version, can do any better than its previous predecessors. Doesn't feel too bad. We're gonna try not to get ourselves any front end damage if we can. Car feels a bit more on the stable side, as we got cars going off into the barrier wall there as usual. I'm going to start opening it up for some speed here. Car actually feels pretty decent. Bit of tire, a little damage there on the front end. These cars actually feel pretty decent, have a good amount of stability to them, handle decently, actually respond to what you want them to do, which is nice. Especially with all-terrain tires, so that's certainly a improvement over the last car we drove. Make sure we hit second gear out of the corner just to make sure we get all the traction we can. 96 miles an hour over the jump. Pretty good amount of speed there compared to the previous car that did not end up doing well at all. We got cars in the wall once again, get past him. But yeah, this car is definitely doing much better handling wise. And he's going to be taking the Joker lap there. So 92 miles an hour over that jump. Hit that little rise there on the exit of 1. Got loose. Car spun out from under me. Luckily we don't have to worry about that too much, as our fellow Pinzo or Pirelli car there, I think it's, yeah, Pirelli, got loose as well, so luckily we were able to continue on and hopefully get ourselves a good finish here. As what's his name almost stops right in front of me. Got a little bit of suspension damage, not too bad. $88 miles an hour, not too bad. Yeah, this car handles much better than that middle car did. As I said, the Spider, definitely really good. Nice street car that you can go buy, have displayed in your house, then take it to the dirt track on the weekends. Man, what could be better than that? And then the race car version, oh, this thing is great. Really good on this track. Handles decently. Nice, planted, good amount of grip. Like it. And definitely fast for being on dirt there. Definitely fast. Very nice. I like that car very much. Alright guys, so for the most part, Pagani on dirt, that actually worked out fairly decently, especially for the race car version. Definitely did a pretty good job on the track. Definitely like the results from that. Definitely a fun car to drive for sure. The Spider version as well with the open cockpit, that one was also fun to drive, but yeah, nice car, like it. Not sure what was going on with that other car necessarily, but the first one and the second one here, or the last one actually, definitely did a really good job gripping the track and was very fun to drive all the way throughout the course, so definitely enjoyed that. But anyways guys, that's the end for Pagani on Wacky Wednesdays. We'll have to see if we do any more, but thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys here next time on the Combustion Gamer YouTube channel. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and also don't forget, every day is track day. Get yourself some track day merch. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Alrighty guys, welcome back to Wacky Wednesday. Today we have Porsche racing on dirt. Let's go. Alrighty guys, so we've got the Porsches out here at Dirtfish, and we are going to see how these cars handle the dirt, the gravel, and of course the asphalt, and see how we can race with these cars so far. Not too bad of a start, a lot of beating and banging. We are in the 911 GT3 car that you can legally have on the road and on the racetrack all at the same time. There you go, major wreck to start off. So we get pretty well stacked up. Pretty hard hit there, honestly. So we are tearing up some Porsche sheet metal here today. So we'll have to see how that all works out. Amazingly, no major damage to the suspension, which is actually surprising with that major of a hit, but it is so. So we will continue to go on. We got all-terrain tires on here as per usual. Going to try and Get ourselves looped around here. Car isn't really wanting to turn that much. Not a bad car, certainly not one of the best street cars that I've driven. Lamborghinis did a pretty good job, honestly. Trying to make the Joker turn here, pretty tight, getting out into traffic here. Alright, there we go, we got our Joker lap. We actually spun a guy around there. Into the wall there. Now we got some front end suspension damage. Major hit there. Car did not want to turn. So we're going to have at least 2 more Porsches that we're going to try out, so that'll be fun. Try and get this car slowed down for the turn. 5-lap shootout here. We don't have a whole lot of fuel either, as you can see that. We only got 5.5 left in the tank. So a little bit low, and we got to make it all the way around the course. Another 3 times. Our car is really not driving very well. A little bit more damage to the left side of the car now. That's going to cause us issues here later on as we continue to pile drive into that side because of the suspension damage. Yeah, car is not one of the best on the dirt, that's for sure. Damage doesn't help, but it wasn't really turning out to be that good of a car to begin with for the dirt crossover. Not terrible, but definitely not good. Definitely not the Rally Sport Porsches that have done a decent job. Another hit there to the front. That equals out to more damage to the front end there. Not too much damage added to the suspension though, so that's nice. Cannot get the car to turn. There we got damage on the other side just a tad. So I think these cars are definitely meant for just the asphalt. Not doing too good with the all-terrain tires on the dirt here, or slash asphalt and gravel. Yeah, it just refuses to turn around the corners here. Lots of Porsches with damage though, that's for sure. See if we can't get this car to get some speed, but yeah, it's just trying to turn. There's more damage to the front end. Yeah, you can just see the car will not turn at all. One of the worst at the moment. Good night. It's like turn already. It's a pretty simple process turning. Alright, a little bit more rear end damage there. Trying not to hit the tires. Gonna hit the front end again. Wow, this is a bad car. Just does not have any acceleration in the dirt. Bad handling to boot. Yeah. Hit the wall there some more. Oh, we'll finish the race, so that'll be good. I mean, look at that. I mean, you just cannot get the car to turn around. Yeah, it refuses to turn, that's for sure. So, alright, that is not the car you take to a dirt track. It does not handle well. Alright guys, we got one of the older Porsches out here. We're going to see how this thing handles on the dirt. It would be not super surprising to me if it actually handled better than the modern version of the car, but we'll have to wait and see here first. Let's see. Oh, good night. Getting smacked into already to begin with. Right, a little bit on the sloppy side when it comes to steering. Got the Sunoco Porsche, that's interesting. This thing has a lot less top speed, only a top speed of 154, so that's not too bad there. Hit the wall there a bit. It's going to give us a little front end damage, not terrible. Well, the car handles a tad bit better than some of the other cars we've worked with. A little more front end damage there, not too bad. It actually wants to turn under slow speed, so that's helpful. Going over our little jump there. Only got 4 laps on this particular car. Didn't want to get these cars too damaged if we didn't have to. There's our Joker lap. Got that taken care of. 10 seconds faster with that. Now we got front end damage on the other side suspension wise, so that's not helpful. Continue to get our way through here. That's a 10-second faster lap so far. More damage to the front end. We're trying some of the Porsche race cars here in a bit to see how they do. So far this car right here, a little bit better. Has better steering with acceleration through the turn than its newer 911 Carrera, not Carrera, 911 GT3 Porsche does. A lot better handling, and that's with suspension damage, and it's doing a better handling job than the newer variants of the Porsche, so definitely like that. We can get through there we go. Keeping our lead so far, so I mean, yeah, got suspension damage, but so far this car does handle quite a bit better than the newer car that we drove previously. Part of that's a little less power, probably, but still. Car's able to actually turn under power far better than the other car did, so I'm liking that quite a bit. Of course, as I say that, we get stuck over here in the little boxes. That's our 1 lap to go right there. Gonna finish 4th. Which won't be too terrible. Yeah, this car did handle quite a bit better than that newer 911 there as we hit the wall some more. But yeah, definitely a softer steering, a little bit more sloppy suspension, but it actually does handle quite a bit better when not under power in the turn, and also handles better when you try to accelerate through the turn too, so I do like that. Yeah, look at that, nice, pretty clean turn under throttle. Not too bad. Definitely could use some improvement, but that car did a decent job, that's for sure. Alright guys, we got the Porsche GT4 Club Sport here, and we're going to be hitting the track in just a second, so don't forget to check out Track a Day merch, because every day is Track a Day. Alrighty, so this is a little bit of a step up. Got a little bit of a race car here. Let's see how this car handles Dirtfish. So far, I'd like how it's handling pretty good here. Get around this turn. Not too bad, pretty good. So a little bit slower than the 911 is, it seems like, but definitely has better handling. Much better handling, I have to say. Far smoother, far more responsive. Like it. I think it has a lower torque as well, so you have a bit of a better throttle response for actually turning, so I think that helps. Go ahead and get our Joker lap done here real quick. Yeah, it definitely has a better response. I like it. So we'll have to try one of the Porsche R's and see how those do. And then we might try one of the Le Mans Porsches and see what those do, but I like this little car. This thing does a really good job on this track. Feels nice and responsive, nice glue to the track, whether that's the gravel or the concrete. It's doing a really good job. I like it. Then go over the jump. 7 seconds faster there with the Joker lap, so a pretty good time there. There we go, goes through the gravel part of the track very nicely, does a good job. Has quite a bit of good handling. Definitely a nice all-around track car, so I definitely like this one. This is a good car to be able to go test out the tracks with. Not overly fast, but has really good handling, so you can get a really good feel for the track and just have a nice enjoyable ride. This is a really good car, I like it. Not a whole lot of downforce, so you can get the car kind of loose in places, but the car feels very responsive and very, very good around this track. Good brake response as well. Good steering response, whether that's under throttle or off throttle. Like it. Amazingly, nobody's wrecked out of these particular cars so far. There we go. A little bit of damage there. Get back going. Just caught the rear bumper just a little bit. That spun us around. Not too bad. Not too many guys have taken the Joker lap yet, so they're going to be waiting to the very last lap to try and do that. Yeah, this is a good car. Like it. Nice and quiet too. It's not high revving. Just the right amount of power. Has a pretty good tone to it. And as I said, it's handling this dirt and gravel very, very well. Yeah, this is a nice little rally car. I mean, you could probably get some bigger rims on it too. Really make it a good Baja vehicle if you needed to with a lot of customization. But yeah, this thing has a lot of capability, I think. You probably add some more power too, but I mean, this car is just really good. Yep, good handling makes the car, it really does. You can have a fast car, but if the car can't handle how fast it is, it's not going to be a good thing. That's a nice car, I like that one. Alright guys, we got the 24-hour GT3 Porsche here, so this is your ultimate race car. We're ready to go, so let's see how these particular cars do on the dirt, gravel, and asphalt. So far, I like how they're doing quite a bit as we get turned to the wall there a bit by our fellow drivers. Fairly decent run so far. We had one car run off the side of the road. That's interesting. We also got one guy who took the Joker lap. Got a pretty good advantage there from it. Good amount of brakes in this car. Nice and quiet, very fast, good handling. I like this one. This is a good car as well. A little bit more downforce, so you get a little bit more grip on the car, but still, good car so far. Let's see, we got we got one guy out of the race so far. He got shoved into the barriers, so his day is currently done. It looks like, unless he can get himself going again. Probably has the car stalled at the moment. There we go, make the pass for the lead. Go ahead and hit the brakes. Yeah, very smooth car on this once again. A little bit on the bouncy side, not quite as smooth as the previous car, the Club Sport that we drove, but this thing has a lot more downforce, so you're going to feel a little bit more of that at speed than you would in the Club Sport that was basically didn't have any downforce. So a little bit of a difference there, that's for sure. Alright, looks like the one guy is able to get his car backed up and going once again, so probably just stalled it there and able to keep on moving. Hit those barriers there just a bit. And so far we are having some really good lap times. Car handles good through gravel or the asphalt, so a good balanced car. And it's also fast. Very, very fast. We hit our jump at about 54 miles an hour, not too bad. A little bit of a bump into the wall there, not too bad. Yep, it's handling pretty good. A little bit more into the wall, a little bit of suspension damage, not too bad. Should be able to overcome that pretty easily. Yeah, he's got some problems with his car going on. Lots of the rocks spinning out of the car. Got past him pretty easily. Everybody's taking their joker lap and is falling behind here some. And we have one lap to go around the course. Make sure we don't take the joker twice. That would be a bad thing to do. Yeah, this is a fun car to drive, even with all terrains. Handles the track very, very well. So I could definitely see this car running some dirt track laps. So definitely something that is possible. This is a little bit more of the asphalt, but still. The car's done a really good job in between the different transitions. Almost hitting 100 miles an hour here on the straight. So could potentially be a really interesting style of racing if it were to happen. But yeah, this car, nice, proves able to do a lot of different things there. That was fun. Alrighty guys, for the final time around, we've got ourselves the LMP1 Porsche. So let's see how this particular car does. All-wheel drive. See how it does. All-terrain tires. Already got damage on the front end as everybody smashes into us here. We've got tons of smoke there. We've got cars getting stuck on the barrier. Very, very interesting there. Make sure we shift in the second there. Car's not doing too bad. Definitely very fast on the asphalt concrete. A little bit on the loose side. A little bit of damage there. Not too bad. Very quick on acceleration. Has a good amount of turning, does pretty good. A little bit on the sloppy steering and loose side, that's for sure. See what we can do through the joker lap here. Definitely sloppy in the dirt for sure. Does a little bit better on the concrete asphalt. But it definitely has very sloppy handling for the most part. It's not terrible, but it could use some work. So almost 100 miles an hour on the straights for the most part. So definitely very fast cars. We got parts of cars stuck out here on the track. Hit our jump. 62 miles an hour over the jump. Not too bad. See how fast we can go on the gravel on the straight. About 94 miles an hour is what I saw. Got hit from behind there again. So these guys are hitting a little bit higher speeds on the straights in the dirt than we are. Definitely hard to get traction from the rear end. Do a pretty good job through here, obviously. 108 miles an hour, saw that there. Really do have to, coming out of a turn, shift up to really get the best launch. Saw another 3-digit number there, but didn't see exactly what it was. There we go into the... There we go, we get past the tire barrier. Got a lot of rear end damage now. Yeah, lost our wing. So that's not going to help us downforce wise. Keep on running here as best we can. Still in the lead with all that happening. Make sure we don't get any more damage if we can, as we have suspension damage. boy, car's lost all the downforce in the rear end, which means we do the spinny spin around at speed. A lot of cars with a lot of damage here. Amazingly, everybody is still running. But yeah, we don't have any rear end downforce, which is causing us a lot of issues right now. Only have to make it around the track one more time, but that could be a bit of a chore, as we definitely don't have getting more damage from the rear. There we go, knocked out his downforce in the rear, so that should slow him up maybe a little bit. Also almost running out of fuel too, as we can't really shift, so we're kind of burning through fuel extra quick. Yeah, these cars not handling good at all. Not the car I would recommend for this type of racing. It's definitely fast, but it can't handle the transition, and it's also just a very sloppy feeling car in general. Almost out of fuel here. Gotta make sure we save a little bit of that so we can actually finish. But yeah, not the car I'd recommend, but still an interesting drive nonetheless, as we run out of fuel there at the end. Yeah, we just stopped right there. Well, that was wacky. Alrighty guys, so definitely not the car I would recommend you take to the dirt or rally course. Definitely doesn't have the best handling, as you see everybody else take out themselves on the different berries and stuff. But yeah, Porsche on dirt. That was fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. That's going to be it for us here today. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe on the Combustion Gamer YouTube channel. And we'll see you guys here next time. Thank you guys so much for watching this series, and we hope to see you here next time. Bye-bye. Alright everyone, welcome back. We are back here at Dirtfish for some more dirt racing, and we have got the luxury McLarens, the 570S out here. We're going to see how these cars do on dirt, gravel, and asphalt. And so far, things haven't gotten off too well as we go through the small, cramped track space here and hit back and forth. I think we'll call this more the McLaren Derby on dirt than anything else. But anyways, we got the cars out here. Don't hit the wall. Yeah, we hit the wall. We got the dirt right there that we can run through if we so desire. Cars have all-terrain tires on them. So far, don't seem to be handling the best, that's for sure. Don't hit the tire there. Definitely don't want to do that. Gonna hit the tire wall though. That's gonna give us a ton of damage there on the front end and put us farther back. It's a high revving engine here, trying to keep the car going at all costs. None of the other McLarens really seem to be running that good either, if I mention that. Seemed like they were running about the same time that we were, except we just need to not hit the wall or anything like that. The wall tap there once again. Now we have suspension damage, so that's going to make things slow up just a little bit here as we run through this area of the track. So this is the Boneyard run, and definitely a little bit more difficult as it's a much thinner style track than the track that we've been running so far. We'll see how this this thing's pretty easy. So pretty easy little joker lap here. We just can't hit the tires, which we do anyways. That's going to put more damage on that front suspension, so that's not going to help us out at all. So yeah, the car definitely doesn't like how it's driving so far. We had a McLaren get stuck on the tire there, so we actually passed somebody. So things are difficult. The car is not well suited as we hit the wall once again. Just cannot get the car to turn is the main problem we're having. So yeah, these cars definitely not suited for the dirt, which is unfortunate, but we'll see how the other McLarens handle on the dirt once we get to them. But yeah, you can just see the handling is just not what it should be to be able to get you where you need to go. We got the temperatures rising pretty quick at about 217, so that's a bit high for these particular cars. We definitely wanted to see that a little bit lower, as these are street legal McLarens. These are not modified race cars, so that's changing the game just a little bit. So almost everybody has taken their Joker lap -1, but yeah, the car is not a good handling vehicle on the dirt so far whatsoever. We do have, as I said, the all-terrain tires that were supposed to help just a little bit, but just kind of drifty on the dirt, not really that good handling wise. Can't really get much grip, it seems, which is definitely causing us some grief as we try to get this car to handle. Right now we got a little bit more damage there on the front end, so a little more suspension damage on the now right suspension. Had 5 laps on this track. We might have to take that down to 4 to be able to make these laps just a little bit quicker. But yeah, the transmission and the braking and all that, definitely not the best when it comes to trying to get a good entry into a turn for this particular style of racing. We'll have to see how this car looks at the end. I doubt it's going to look complimentary, that's for sure. But yeah, this car is definitely not meant for this here. Going by the campgrounds on to our left there. So they're definitely enjoying an interesting sight to behold, that's for sure, as these $100,000 plus cars try to race on dirt. Definitely an interesting concept. I would not suggest you do this with your own car unless you're somebody named Street Speed, and then you could probably do it. Yeah, so far not a good representation of what these cars should be able to accomplish. We did get ourselves a faster lap time there, so that's certainly an improvement, but still not quite what we were looking for in results. So we got a little bit of engine damage creeping up there as we have hit like 250 degrees on our radiator, so that's certainly not helping. But yeah, you can't quite get a good grip, so the engine has to rev kind of high to be able to try and get grip, so you can actually shift. So that's causing us that issue with the engine. So quite a few issues with this type of car on this type of surface, and I don't think it would end very well, unfortunately, for anyone who tried it in real life. So as we finish off this lap here and the race, we will get ourselves another McLaren car, and we'll see what that can do on a similar track. As we hit the fence, almost hit the fence, like we were able to keep it off of it. But yeah, not a good result for the McLaren, that's for sure. Let's go try another car. Alright guys, here we are with another McLaren. We're going to see how these guys do on another variation of Dirtfish here for the McLarens on dirt. Don't forget, every day is track day. You can check out the track day merch, whether it's mugs, shirts, or hats. You can check it out at TheCombustionGamer Gear. As we got these cars now rolling around here on the track. So this one has a little bit more asphalt and concrete at the moment, as we can see, as we already have cars losing parts so far. And we have avoided damage at the moment. These cars do not have good brakes, I can tell you that right now. Not good brakes at all. I would definitely recommend a brake upgrade. So we got plenty of good acceleration points to be able to use here. The thing is, can we get it done? And this car is very, very, very twitchy. Extremely twitchy. I'm not liking how twitchy it is as we hit the wall there. Tire barrier. Oh, good night. This car handles awful. It does not turn. We'll go ahead and get our Joker lap done, because I doubt it's going to be much of a help to us. Oh, good night. The car handles awful. Not a good car. We got the all-terrain tires on once again to maybe help us get around the track. But yeah, it is not a happy car, that's for sure. Not a happy car whatsoever. The front end feels like you're on a ginormous ball, to put it mildly, that's bouncing around almost. That's what the suspension feels like. Like the tires are sitting between a giant ball and can barely touch the ground. It's just beach ball, basically, I guess. Just a rather deflated beach ball. It is an awful feeling up there, that's for sure. Cannot get a good... Look at that. I mean, it's just, it is... Wow, that is awful feeling. That is awful feeling. Not a good call whatsoever there. And we hit the wall once again. Yeah, it is a bad call, that's for sure. Once again, not meant for this whatsoever. So all the people that came out for McLaren Derby on the McLaren Derby on dirt, they're definitely getting a show seeing these multi-$1,000 cars race around on dirt here. But yeah, these cars do not handle this well at all. Got more bumpers and parts laying around on track, and so far none of them are mine. We do have damage, but luckily not enough to take our bumper off. So can we get a podium by everyone else wrecking out? And we're gonna get night. This car does not brake and does not turn while braking. It is awful. We already got some higher temperatures running now. Get to run through here nice and easy. So this is gravel right here. Yeah, it is just an awful handling car, that's for sure. So these have been the street cars. We'll have to try one of the race cars to really be able to hopefully get something improved into the wall. We got some engine damage starting to pile up with the higher temperature running. I mean, this car was just not set up for a good, slow road race. It's probably pretty good on once you get going on straight speed with the downforce and stuff, but it does not handle good. Does not turn under braking. Does not turn under braking whatsoever, which makes it very, 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 very unfun to drive. It cannot drive itself for anything. Good night. Right, if you shift in the second gear, you can get something going, but yeah, it is just not doing a good job on that. You really do have to just keep it slow to be able to get around these turns, because it just does not want to handle anything. By the way, that's a beautiful truck right there, like that. See if we can't get it to rotate. So we got quite a bit of damage on the car. Luckily none of it's suspension damage. I think the suspension was already broke when we got it, because it just handles awful. There goes our bumper. Alright, now we got suspension damage. We got 10% in the back and 9% in the front, so that's not good. But yeah, I would not drive this car if it actually drove like this, because this thing drives awful. It definitely needs some sort of help. I'm not sure what to give it, but it needs something in the setup to really stiffen up the car, because it just rolls so badly and does not grip anything that it's driving on, which is very, very bad. So we'll be able to finish it maybe. Yeah, there's more damage to the front. More suspension damage up there as well. We definitely haven't blown up our engine too badly though, but we're at 240 on the temperature, so that's definitely not helping things in the engine department, as we just cannot get this car to handle like it should. But yeah, brakes are definitely something that this car would need, because it does not brake very well. And we're using the brakes quite a bit too, so let's see here. I mean, the brakes were a little bit cold on the front, but still, it should have been braking far better than it was with how much we've been hitting the brakes. So I'm not sure what this car needs other than brakes, suspension, and maybe some different RPMs and gear setups to really help it. But it just, look at this, it just does not want to turn whatsoever. That is awful feeling. Alright, definitely not a car we're going to be driving on the dirt anytime soon, as it is basically destroyed there. Alright guys, we got ourselves the 570S here, the race car edition. We'll see how this car handles the dirt. And here we go. Off to the races. All-terrain tires have been installed, and we'll see how these cars handle. So far, we have improvement. Definitely feels a lot better than the previous cars. Of course, those were street cars, so we can't expect too much from those. Running around, running around, running around. But definitely feels a little bit better. A little bit on the slow side, I'd have to say. It's still far better handling-wise than their street competitors. We'll have to try the P1 McLaren to truly finish things off. That has a lot of downforce and a lot of speed, but we'll have to see if that handles any better than the previous cars we have driven, because those definitely were not some of the best to try on tracks like this. There we go, got one guy peeling off for the Joker lap. And of course we have 5 laps to go on this track, as we normally race 6, so that's going to change things up just a tad bit. Want to make sure that we get that Joker in before the end of the race. But yeah, this car definitely handles a lot smoother and actually has pretty good response to how this track works. It actually turns under lack of acceleration, so huge benefits right there. Yeah, it turns much better. I'm not sure what it is, but those cars, they just have so much body roll. They just do not handle the turns very well at all. So there we go, a 7-second faster lap time. That's without taking the Joker lap, so we're just having a faster lap. Almost hit the wall here. A little bit of a tap, not too bad. Got 12% damage on the front end, so that's not really good, but not too bad. So we can't squid through here. So we're actually doing pretty good on time. Car definitely does a good job. We don't want to hit the tire, that's for sure. Got a little bit wide there, not too bad, but still should end up with a faster time. Ever so slightly slower, actually. We were doing pretty good there until we hit that the wide angle on that turn wrong, so that didn't help. Coming out of the Joke lap, that's another 5 seconds off of our time. About. It's an odd sounding engine, sounds very sick, I gotta have to say. Coming around. There we go, about 4 seconds and a half faster with the Joker lap included, so that ended up being pretty good. We slowed things down there just a tad by taking the regular route. Yeah, we're actually hitting this track pretty good and pretty fast. We got 2 guys that haven't gotten their Joker lap done, but we're actually going to do a pretty good job here with this particular car. We'll have to try the P1 McLaren on this track and see how it handles. Hopefully it'll handle pretty good, but I'm not sure. So you say, is it the track, or is it the driver on the track, or is it the car? Well, I can tell you that those first 2 McLarens did not handle very good, whereas this handles much better. So I don't think it's really the track as much as the car not handling well. That was fun, though. Alright guys, here we go. Final race of the day. So we had the McLaren P1 all-terrain tires. We got the ride heights changed up a tad. Let's see how this particular car handles. Definitely fast. But can it handle the different terrain, as these cars are pretty loose out here? Going to hit the wall there just a tad, a little bit of a scrape, not too bad. And this car definitely seems so far to handle ever so slightly better than its previous street legal compatriots. Definitely like how it's doing so far. I just want to take somebody out that's going to give us a little front end damage. Not too bad though. But we definitely got a bit of a suspension issue now. There we go, hitting the high speed area of the track. Hitting almost 100 miles an hour as we hit our compatriots here on the track there. So that's not exactly what we want to be doing, racking up damage this early on in the run, but can't exactly be helped. Definitely doesn't have the best braking that I've experienced. A little bit better than the previous, or the very last street McLaren we drove, but still not the best that it could be. But these cars are fast, that's for sure. Try to shift up here. We've got cars coming through the Joker lap there, some successful, some not. As we hit another car, that's going to end up, there we go, a little more damage back and forth. So the guys that came out here for the McLaren Derby Fest are certainly having a good show of several $100,000 worth of cars get beat up, that's for sure. Yeah, these cars definitely do not have the brakes of the previous car that we drove, so we'll have to see how that all transpires here at the end. Also watching the temperature, and the temperature's going up pretty high there already. We're at 197. Go ahead and get our Joker lap done here if we can turn. We can get down to gear 1 here as we make our turn. Shift up to 2. We got through there fairly quickly as we start heading through the little shed here. A little bit of damage there added as well. Got that suspension damage that's causing the car to kind of shift around a little bit more than I would like. That's going to cause a little bit more damage there. We also got that temperature's really starting to creep up on us. 2:15, 13, car does not want to turn. And we have our fastest lap right there, knocked off 5 seconds of our previous time, so that's really good there on the Delta. Car just does not really slow up very good. Yeah, it has about the same issues as the other cars, definitely not quite as bad, definitely has a little bit better handling on the different terrains and stuff, but still just not quite as good as the actual race car variant of the McLaren. You can see it does not brake. Got a lot of damage on the car now, so that's causing us some issues. More damage to the suspension. That's going to cause us probably to drop out of the podium finish at first we were hoping for here. Getting hit from behind, that's definitely not helping things. We got one guy who's trying to take the Joker lap. He ends up failing that attempt, and he's going to end up falling back there, as he will not have successfully done his Joker lap, and we cannot turn here through the dirt. Trying to get it going here, hoping for that second place finish. Alright, we get through that. Heading on forward. We actually get the car to brake slightly, still hit the wall, which is but not what we were wanting to have happen. And we're definitely going to get second here, as we cannot really get this guy in front of us here, but still definitely better than some of the other street legal McLarens we've drove, but still could use some help when it comes to the actual driving. And we actually kept all the fenders on the cars, that's neat. Alright guys, so there we are with McLarens on dirt. Definitely not one of the cars that I would recommend unless you're doing the 520 or 570S race car variant, but still interesting to try nonetheless. But yeah, I definitely would not recommend these cars on the dirt, because they don't handle quite as well as they probably should. So anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Check out the links below for all my other channels, and we'll see you guys here next time for another, hopefully, episode of Wacky Wednesday. See you then. Bye bye.